Assalamu alaikum and hi to everyone. With the group 5 of Civil Engineering Materials section 3. Today I would like to introduce about our project. Our project is Agricultural Materials in Civil Engineering Industry, and the introduction is as a binding medium. Concrete is one of the most popular and widely used civil engineering materials. The purpose of using concrete is for build the buildings to accommodate the population and for urban development, especially in developing countries. Due to advantages of traditional concrete, such as large amount of cement uses disposed, which is result in release of large amount of greenhouse gases. So therefore, the agricultural materials was introduced to make an improvement in the building construction industry. So finally, these agricultural materials do not just use as supplementary cementitious materials, but also use as alternative aggregates in construction industry. Thank you.
Okay, next I want to present to you about type of agricultural material. There is many agricultural material on earth. It can be obtained from plants, animals, marine life, residue from commercial factory, and etc. It can be as fine aggregate replacement in concrete and alternative for cement. Okay, the first type is sugarcane bagasse ash. The sugarcane bagasse ash is used as biofuel to generate heat. It produces ash. In 2018, approximately 1,889 million of sugarcane is produced and 0.5% of its ash is not used, so that it can be used as fine aggregate replacement to reduce the excessive of non-used sugarcane bagasse ash. Groundnut shell. Approximate 2,600 million tons of groundnut produced per year. Groundnut shell has been treated as waste for many years because of it has no functionality. Now, the utilization of groundnut shell in construction industry is constantly being used as fine aggregate replacement. Okay, the next is oyster shell. Aquaculture is the main income in the coastal region. Because of that, oyster shell has been generated 300,000 tons past few years. It pollutes the environment. Researchers found that the oyster shell can be used in concrete as fine aggregate replacement. Next is sawdust. Sawdust is a very lightweight. Can be used in lightweight concrete as partial fine aggregate replacement. However, it cannot exceed 10% than sand contained in concrete. It will not meet requirement for strength. While giant reed, it can grow up to 5 meter and void stand can be up 0.57 inch in radius. Its ash can be utilized in concrete. Replacement of sand in concrete mixes by 7.5% giant reed ash was found to be optimum ratio, which produced the maximum values of compressive and flexural strength. Rice husk. Rice husk is the outer part that covering the rice particle. Rice husk is done before because of no functionality. Researchers found that the rice husk can be advantageous in several ways. The advantage is the heat of hydration is reduced, the reduction in the permeability of concrete structure, there is higher increase in the chloride and sulfate attack resistance. Right, the next is cork. It has peculiar structure, give it a low density between 140 up to 200 kg per meter cube and compressive strength over 90 megapascal. The researcher studies that cork can be used as a lightweight aggregate. It will obtain low density between 1,000 to 2,000 kg per meter cube with percentage of substitution between 2 until 18%. Cork has high ability in absorbing pressure. The last type of agricultural material is tobacco waste. It is the most universal waste that being dumped or littered around the world. It has low compressive strength and density can be used as an isolation material in concrete. Okay, now I want to present to you about physical properties of agricultural material and sand. As you can see in this slide, there is two tables. The table 1 shows the physical properties of agricultural materials which is used in concrete, and the table 2 shows the physical properties of sand. As you can see, the specific gravity and fineness modulus of agricultural materials were nearly similar or less than the range of natural sand that is presented in table 2. Why? Bulk density and water absorption for the agricultural material is not in the range of the natural sand that is being used in concrete. Okay, next is the distribution graph. The particle size distribution of sand and different agricultural material used in concrete is illustrated in the figure in this slide. It can be observed that sand and groundnut shell follow the limits of particle size as per ASTM C33 standard. ASTM stands for American Society for Testing and Materials. Similarly, oyster shell follow the limits of BS 882, which is British standard. It can be observed that the overall passing percentage of cork was similar as that of sand and other materials.
Advantages and disadvantages. So this part is for advantages. Firstly, we can see that it's safer because non-toxic will produce. Furthermore, heat transfer at the material will occur at lower rate. It has low thermal conductivity. Low the pollution around the world because we are using natural material and lower environmental impact. Besides that, the cost also can be cheaper when using renewable resources. Moreover, energy efficient, the use is less, so low emission occur, so it means more safer also. High specific heat produced, no skin irritation produced. This material is good for earth because it's biodegradable. Improve the strength of concrete. Agriculture waste as agro cement have a zollonic property that help improve the mechanical property of concrete. Last but not least, the mesoporous nature of agro cement particle result in a reduction of the effective water binder ratio metric, which ultimately improve the comprehensive strength of concrete. So we go to disadvantages. For the disadvantages, firstly, it's less or lower durability because of the sealer network. Must be supported by other because non-loaded bearing only carries their own weight. Concrete can be cracked because of non-homogeneous. By the way, weak interference between aggregate agriculture material and the cement paste matrix may dominate the properties of the material on the macro scale. And it has non-fire resistant. It's really not good. It is hazardous additive. Make sure have an experience and safety to do this. This material use dry ingredients, so when blend together, a lot of dust will release. So next is the table, figure 1, and this is the table for figure 2. This is table for advantages and disadvantages using agriculture material in concrete. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Muhammad Kevin Adenan, in metric number CF20008, will present you about application agriculture material in concrete. So this is the first application, which is in the oil palm shell, partner filter and walnut shell as a lightweight aggregate. Firstly, the researcher comes up and get with the new idea of reusing this waste as to produce lightweight concrete. So the firstly, OPS is created for such a purpose, which is for fracturers such as in a concrete beam. Whilst coconut shell is potentially founded for the development of a composite material in making concrete mix design. Because of their high strength and modulus properties, and for palm oil clicker, is the potential for solution in reducing the disproportionate use of non-renewable material. And second, for the water seashell development in concrete mortar. So the water seashell is provided to remarkable mechanical properties sent in using as building material. This water shell is using in the concrete mortar, which is proving in the corrosive strength, flexure strength, speculative strength, durability, and the others. While we using water shell ni, it will the construction cost will be reduced. That improve the engineering properties of mortar and also can be useful in variable application. And for the lastly, in application is a sugarcane basis etched in cementitious material. Firstly, a sugarcane in the way use it as a filler in concrete, and second, as a partial substitute for aggregate in concrete. And for the lastly, it using in alkali activate system. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi to everyone. With the group 5 of Civil Engineering Materials Section 3. Our topics is agricultural materials in civil engineering industry. So to conclude that project, I'd like to say the utilization of agricultural materials in civil engineering is a proficient methodology for executing supportable improvement in this field, uncommonly in developing industry. Because of the numerous opportunities for recuperating materials and simultaneously for diminishing energy utilization, which guarantees ecological assurance for esconder generators. It assures the total generally cheap and of waste under naturally safe conditions, just as the evasions of ecological issues. All in all, the utilization of agricultural materials in the field of civil engineering is much more needed. So let's move on the references. The first content is written by Kim Hong Mo and is also a journal published in 22 December 2014. So this is also a journal for them and which is related with our project. And then Jahara Velador, Martin Jers and Nigel Isaacs also published a journal regarding our project which is related with us. And then it is also a journal. And then the Journal of Building Construction and Plan, Volume 7, Number 3, which is published in September 2019. So, and also a publication which is related to our project is American Journal of Engineering and Applied Sciences. And the last references of our project is articles which is taken from the Law Insider, which is actually the International Journal of Sustainable Building Environment Volume 5, published in December 2016.